The NBA is by far one of the hardest professional sports leagues to become a part of, and even harder to make a living by. It takes years and years of hard work, practice, and dedication to hone your skills and become a true basketball star. Some players had a slightly easier path with the ability to pay for personal trainers and enter all-star tournaments around the country. Yet there were also several players that didn't have those luxuries and had to really fight for their opportunity to even play the game of basketball, much less the NBA. Not only did some of these players beat the odds and make it to the league, some of them even had Hall of Fame careers and can proudly call themselves the best of the best. Welcome back to our channel, where today we're going to be going over some NBA players who grew up poor. Sit back and enjoy. First up, Larry Bird. Growing up in French Lick, Indiana, Bird was one of 6 children within his family, so money was already tight. Things were pretty tough for Bird and his family. His father had to work multiple jobs, which included factory worker and construction worker, yet he was fired and unemployed multiple times. Due to unsteady income, the Bird's household was rarely heated during the cold northern winters. Yet Larry Bird accepted the adversity and said that escaping the hardships was the reason he pursued a life of basketball. He struggled early in his career with a failed stint at his local high school in French Lick. Bird would continue to persevere, however, and would play college ball at Indiana State and eventually get drafted by the Boston Celtics. All that happened after was Bird becoming one of the greatest players of all time. Larry Bird would finish his career with 21,791 points, 8,974 rebounds, and 5,695 assists. Bird would also win 3 NBA titles with the Celtics during his career. Bird sits 36th all-time in all-time points, so it's safe to say that he took advantage of his opportunity. Next up, Allen Iverson. Iverson was born while his mother was still a teenager and her boyfriend was arrested early into Iverson's life for drug dealing. That left a teenage mother to care for him and his 2 sisters. Needless to say, as a single teenage mother, she struggled to make ends meet at times. Sometimes the power and phone would be cut off, and during Iverson's sophomore year of high school, he and his family were evicted from their apartment. Iverson was then forced to go to high school at Richard Milburn after spending 4 months in jail due to a bowling alley fight. Going to Richard Milburn may have been a blessing in disguise for Iverson, however, as his talents caught the attention of the head coach at Georgetown University, who eventually gave Iverson a full ride. Iverson would then go on to be drafted by the Sixers in the 1996 draft, and the rest is history. Iverson was one of the greatest guards of his generation, becoming the second youngest player in NBA history to score 50 points in a single game. He would go on to win NBA Rookie of the Year and was an 11-time NBA All-Star. He would win the All-Star Game MVP award in 2001 and 2005 and would be named the League MVP in 2001. He was a perennial playoff performer as well, having the second highest playoff scoring average in NBA history at 29.7 points per game. His incredible totals over his career of 24,368 points, 5,624 assists, and 3,394 rebounds were dominant enough to see him get inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016. Lastly is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's father abandoned him when he was a newborn, and his mom kicked him out at just 13 years old. Struggling with nowhere to go, Butler would stay at his friends' houses for as long as possible. He would eventually find a family that would take him in, yet that household already had 7 kids. This obviously made money extremely tight, but Butler didn't care because he finally had a family that cared enough to help him pursue a career in the NBA. Butler was lucky enough to receive a full scholarship from Tyler Junior College and then went on to play at Marquette University. Butler would get drafted by the Bulls in 2011 and has become one of the most versatile players in the league today. A 6-time All-Star, Butler has molded himself into a top-tier NBA player, and his performance in the 2020 bubble exemplified that, as he single-handedly almost willed the Miami Heat to an NBA title. The journey that these 3 remarkable players had to go through to get to this point is certainly a remarkable and inspiring one. These players, along with several others, have defied all odds and made it to a point in their careers that no one thought they would ever get to. And for that, you had to show immense respect to them. But with that, that's all that we have for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss another video. We'll see you guys next time.